One sunny afternoon, a large crowd gathered around a luxury sports car worth over $1 million. Standing beside it was a famous CEO, Celeste Hartwell. She smiled proudly as cameras flashed and investors watched from nearby. Then she made a challenge that would change everything. She pointed at a poor-looking single father standing nearby and said, "I bet $1 million that this man can't even start this car." The crowd laughed. What nobody knew was that the quiet man she was mocking had once helped design the engine inside that very car. The man's name was Rowan Mercer. Rowan was 39 years old and had been through many hardships. His clothes were old but clean. His boots were worn out from years of work. Even though life had been difficult, he carried himself with dignity. Beside him stood his 9-year-old daughter, Juniper. 3 years earlier, Rowan had been a respected mechanical engineer. He helped create advanced engine technology that made vehicles more powerful and efficient. His work earned praise and recognition. Then tragedy struck. His wife, Marisol, became seriously ill. Medical bills piled up. Rowan missed work to care for her and their daughter. Soon after, the company where he worked downsized and he lost his job. Not long afterward, his wife passed away. Heartbroken and struggling financially, Rowan took whatever jobs he could find. He repaired engines, fixed machinery, and drove delivery trucks. Most people had no idea he was once a talented engineer. What Rowan didn't know was that one of his old engine designs had eventually been purchased through several company mergers. That design was now being used inside Vantage Dynamics' newest luxury hypercar. That afternoon, Rowan was working at the company on a temporary maintenance job. Juniper sat nearby reading a book because childcare was too expensive. Meanwhile, Vantage Dynamics was hosting a major event to reveal their new million-dollar hypercar. Reporters, investors, and employees gathered around as CEO Celeste Hartwell proudly introduced the vehicle. Then something went wrong. The car wouldn't start. Engineers rushed to fix it. Technicians checked every system. Software experts ran diagnostics. Nothing worked. An hour passed. The crowd grew uncomfortable. While watching from a distance, Rowan noticed something familiar about the problem. He quietly realized what was causing it, but he said nothing. Then someone noticed him watching. A company executive joked that maybe the maintenance worker should try fixing the car. People laughed. Soon, Celeste joined in. Smiling confidently, she announced a challenge. "If this man can start the car, I'll personally give him $1 million, but if he fails, he'll admit he knows nothing about engineering and leave." The crowd cheered. Juniper looked worried. Rowan hesitated. He wasn't afraid of embarrassment. Life had already humbled him many times, but he didn't want to be humiliated in front of his daughter. Then he looked at Juniper. She believed in him, so he accepted. The crowd stepped aside as Rowan approached the car. He opened the hood and carefully examined the engine. Suddenly, he looked like a different person. His confidence returned. The engine felt familiar because many of its core ideas came from designs he had helped create years ago. After a few minutes, Rowan found the problem. A small sensor calibration issue had confused the car's systems. He made several adjustments, closed the hood, and sat behind the wheel. The entire crowd held its breath. He pressed the start button. For a second, nothing happened. Then, roar, the engine came to life perfectly. The powerful sound echoed across the parking lot. The crowd exploded with excitement. Investors stood up. Reporters rushed forward. Employees stared in disbelief. Juniper jumped with joy and tears filled her eyes. Her father had done it. At that moment, Celeste Hartwell stood frozen. A senior engineer had just shown her old company records. One name appeared again and again in the documents. Rowan Mercer, the man she had mocked, the man she had underestimated, the man who had just solved a problem her entire team couldn't fix. For the first time, she realized how wrong she had been. The story quickly went viral. Millions of people watched the video online. News channels shared it across the country. People weren't talking about the expensive car. They were talking about Rowan, a hardworking father who never gave up. The next morning, job offers poured in. Companies wanted him as a consultant. Universities invited him to speak. Engineering organizations asked for his help. But the biggest surprise came when Celeste visited Rowan's modest home. This time there were no cameras, no reporters, no audience. She sincerely apologized. She admitted she had judged him based on his appearance instead of his character. She also honored the $1 million bet. But Rowan wasn't interested in revenge. Instead, he suggested using part of the money to create scholarships for single parents who wanted careers in engineering and technology. Celeste agreed. A few months later, the Mercer Foundation was born. Many single parents received scholarships and new opportunities. Lives changed, dreams were rebuilt, hope returned. Rowan eventually returned to engineering leadership, helping develop future technologies. But he never forgot the difficult years. He never forgot the struggles, sacrifices, and lonely nights. Most importantly, he never forgot why he kept fighting. One evening, Rowan and Juniper sat together watching the sunset. The world finally recognized his talent. But his greatest reward wasn't money or fame. It was seeing pride in his daughter's eyes, and knowing she had learned an important lesson: never judge someone by their appearance. You don't know their story, you don't know their struggles, and you never know whether the quiet person standing in the background is actually the one who helped build the world around you. Because sometimes the strongest people aren't the ones in the spotlight. They're the ones quietly rebuilding their lives while nobody is watching. And one day, the world finally sees them.